Every member of God's family is equipped to glorify the Lord and build others up in love. Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled Celebrating God's Creativity, was written by Soshi Dixon. As music filled the church auditorium, colorblind artist Lance Brown stepped on stage. He stood in front of a large white canvas with his back to the congregation and dipped his brush into black paint. With smooth swipes, he completed a cross. Stroke after stroke with brushes and his hands, this visual storyteller created images of Christ's crucifixion and resurrection. He covered the large patches of the canvas with black paint and added blue and white to finish a now abstract painting in less than 6 minutes. He picked up the canvas, turned it upside down, and revealed a hidden image, a compassion-filled face, Jesus. Brown said he'd been reluctant when a friend suggested he speed paint during a church service. Yet he now travels internationally to lead people into worship as he paints and shares Christ with others. The Apostle Paul affirms the value and purpose of the diverse gifts God has dispersed to his people. Every member of his family is equipped to glorify the Lord and build others up in love. Paul encourages us to identify and use our gifts to edify others and point to Jesus, serving diligently and cheerfully. God has given each of us spiritual gifts, talents, skills, and experiences to serve wholeheartedly behind the scenes or in the forefront. As we celebrate His creativity, He uses our uniqueness to spread the gospel and build up other believers in love. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Romans chapter 12, verses 3 through 8. For by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment, in accordance with the faith God has distributed to each of you. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully. Let's pray. Lord, thank you for equipping each of us with unique and beautiful gifts. We pray that you would help us see those gifts in ourselves and honor you by using them for your service. Thank you, Father. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what you say. Hard work, work, work. Earn more pay. Hard work, work. Hard work, do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of 2:45. Hard work, work. You go and earn more pay. Hard work, work. Put boots on and lace them up.
when I have the microphone off, does it? No, it doesn't help at all when I get the microphone off. Okay, I believe. Now I'm not sure, but I believe we are. Let's go to audio. Okay, so we got the voice thing coming right now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so everybody can hear me now. Okay, because I got to get to this thing right here before I get to the show. I put in one of these new cameras last night, and it's called a Meet something, and it's a well, I'll show you what it is. It is a two camera device thing, right? It has two cameras on it, and it is really, really, really neat. There you go, right there. See, it follows you around all by itself and all kind of things. But that don't do you no good if it ain't working. It's working, but never mind. I'll fix that up tomorrow. Okay, now again, let me say everybody knows that I'm from South Bend, Indiana. Okay, if you don't know that, then you do this morning. And one of the greatest institutions of education besides Morehouse College and Vanderbilt and Yale and Harvard. But before them, there was Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a storied position, a storied tradition of being winners. Newt Rockne, remember the guy that made the movie Rudy? Remember Rudy? Yeah. Well, if you ever watch that movie Rudy, you can learn all about Notre Dame. And Father Emmanuel, as a matter of fact, one of our great Catholic priests here, I went to school at Notre Dame. I went to Notre Dame too. I went out there all the time, like to little papers. But our guest this morning is Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz was an outstanding coach, but more than an outstanding coach, a wise man, at least. And if you live long enough, everybody gets some wisdom. Some people do something with theirs, and some don't. Okay, we just don't. So. Okay, no, we don't want to hear Rita today. We don't want to hear Rita today. We want to hear this guy, Lou Holtz, today. So sorry about the interruption, but let us now. Lou ain't Rita yet. Come on, Dr. Joe. Listen, I don't play Rita all the time, but it was school time, and people need to hear school wisdom. Okay, before the kids get on the teacher's nerves, the teacher gets on the principal gets on the teacher's nerve, and the kids get on the teacher's nerves, and they just need to know that they need to be reminded that what they do is important. And even though the bureaucrats in the education system all across America, most of them suck. They got all these high degrees and still don't finish nothing. The education is the only thing that's gotten worse in America, even though technology's gotten better. We don't leave that. So let me bring on Lou Holtz, okay? Because Lou is the man, okay? I think what you'll learn from him this morning. How you spell Holtz? Holtz. Lou Holtz, former coach of Notre Dame. Notre-Dame. Okay, that's it. The University of Notre Dame. Okay, so I got it all in small letters, but that's okay. Listen to this. We'll come back with interesting things. We did lose a person over the weekend. I think it was Friday. But thank God we only lost one person that I know of anyway, until I get the news. I'm going to do like Robert Trout. I have to go downtown and get the, I'm going to have to go downtown and get the police reports every day from now on. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm not going to get up that early. Anyway, next up, the next voice you'll hear is that of Lou Holtz, the former outstanding coach of the University of Notre Dame, with a lot of life lessons. We'll be back.
With a silver spoon in my mouth, I know. I was born in Fallsby, West Virginia. And I went by where I was born last night, about 10:30. I was born in a cellar at home, delivered by Dr. McGraw. We had one bedroom for my sister, myself, and my parents. We had a half bath and a kitchen. 7.5 years we lived in that place. There was no welfare. There was no food stamps. There was no safety net. But I always had plenty to eat. Because every time I asked for seconds, my dad would say, "No, you had plenty." But the reason I was born with a silver spoon, my dad had only gone to the 3rd grade. That's all the education he had. But why was I born with a silver spoon in my mouth? Because I was taught by my parents that life's a matter of making choices, wherever you are, good or bad, because of choices you make. Don't blame anybody else, but if you get an education, you're willing to work and overcome problems and difficulties, in this great country, you can amount to something. That's why I was born with a silver spoon. I was in this country and I was taught personal responsibility for choices you make. And when we talk about a commitment to excellence, that's a choice you make. What do you want to do? Having hopes and dreams and ambition. See, I think that is absolutely critical. Don't make the mistake I made. I've done a lot of dumb things, but let me tell you the one thing I regret. We went to the University of Notre Dame. We took a program on the bottom. We took it to the very top. And for 9 straight years, we went to a January 1 bowl, the sugar, the cotton, the orange, and the fiesta. Nobody's done it before. Nobody's done it since. We put it on top and we maintained it. That's the thing I regret the most. See, there's a rule in life that said you're either growing or you're dying. The tree's either growing or it's dying. So's grass, so's a marriage, so's a business, so's a person. Doesn't have a thing to do with age. My birthday candles cost more than a cake. But it has everything to do. Am I trying to get better? Am I trying to improve? We got on top and say, you know, this is pretty good. Let's maintain it. Let's not take any risk. We finished 2nd in the country at Notre Dame. Everybody called me an idiot. Guy finishes last in medical school. They call him doctor. That doesn't seem fair. When I left Notre Dame, I never thought I'd coach again. Where'd you go from Notre Dame? According to my mother, you go directly to heaven, you sit by the Pope. You don't coach anymore. And then I went to live in a town where the average age was deceased. And what I found out, I wasn't tired of coaching. You have to have something to hope for, something to dream. And even though you've done great things so far, what's going to happen now? I want to give you a simple plan. Life doesn't have to be complicated. I try to keep life simple. Do you realize there are only 7 colors of the rainbow? Only 7. Look what Michelangelo did with those 7 colors. There's only 7 musical notes. Look what Beethoven did with those 7 notes. There's only 10 numbers. Look what Bernie Madoff did with those 10 numbers. The point I make is it doesn't have to be complicated. See, you need 4 things in your life. If you don't have any of these 4 things in your life, you're going to have a tremendous void. See, everybody needs something to do. Number 2, everybody needs someone to love. Number 3, everybody needs someone to believe in. In my case, is Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. But the 4th thing you need in your life is you need something to hope for. There's never a right time to do the wrong thing. And there's never a wrong time to do the right thing. Just do what's right. I think it's right to be honest, right to be on time. See, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy life. Have fun. You're going to have problems. You're going to have difficulties. That's part of life. And don't tell people about your problems. Do you know that 90% of the people don't care? And the other 10% are glad you got them. So you're better off to keep it yourself. You're going to have problems. But have fun with what you're doing. People say, did you have fun doing the ESPN? Not really. Because if you have fun being there, people have fun being around. Doesn't mean I don't do dumb things. And sometimes I wasn't real honest. Do everything to the best of your ability with time allotted. You know, ladies and gentlemen, not all of us be All-American. Not everybody can be first team. Everybody can be the best you're capable of being. And I want to tell you, if you want to fail, you have the right to fail. That's what's great about this country. You do not have the right to cause other people to fail because you don't do everything best of your ability. When you join a spouse, you bring a child in the world, you join a business, you join a team. You have obligations, responsibilities, and you owe it to other people to do the maximum you can at each and everything you do. It's not complicated. And the last rule is show people you care. And you walk in the room, your attitude, hey, here I am, look at me. It's like, no. Your attitude, there you are, how can I help you? I wish I knew those 3 rules when I was 21. I've used them for the last 40 years. There's a statue of me at Notre Dame. I guess they need a place for the pigeons to land, but if you go look at it, just don't look at 3 words on the pedestal. Trust, commitment, love.
He always had enough because his father said you hadn't. He said he's always full because his father said when he got done eating, that's enough. It's okay. I guess you take your knowledge that you're full from your dad, or from your you had plenty. So, I wonder sometimes we complain a lot sometimes about our situations in life. But during the Great Depression, during all those, I mean, people really were poor. But what still sticks in my craw to this day, and it don't stick in my craw that much because I wasn't here, but my mother was. Um, Even poor folks had attitudes against certain other people. I mean, everybody's poor, and so you sat there with an attitude like you're better. I don't know. The human being is a fickle thing. But hey, I love you all. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I mean, some of you I love a little more than others, but other than that, we good. Good morning. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing well. We'll play that again on Thursday. On the way if I'm still here, and you can't really take all these days for granted. Okay, you just can't. So let me see what the weather's going to be like today, and I think we'll get back on the other things. Where did my weather go? Oh, there it is right there. There's my weather right there. Okay. Right now, if you're getting up, it is 78 degrees outside. For the rest of the day, generally cloudy, a stray shower or 2, thunderstorms possible, high 88 degrees today. Good. Winds east to north or east at the 5 to 10 miles per hour. On tonight, a 71% chance of rain or whatever's falling out. Cloudy skies this evening, followed by thunderstorms late. Low around 75 degrees, winds east southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. On tomorrow, we never count tomorrow until it gets here, but if you are counting it, according to the weatherman, you have a 66% chance of rain. So it's going to be rain for the next couple of days, it seems. Thunderstorms are likely in the morning, and then a chance of scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon. High near 85 degrees, wind south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Because I don't know why they tell us, okay, which direction the wind is coming from. So I can't figure that out. Because I've never sat out there and said, well, which way the wind coming from? I mean, I never did that. I never, I don't know why they tell us. Now, if you're on a boat, if you're on a sailboat, I guess it matters which way the wind is coming from. But to me, as long as we got some wind, I'm good. Now, I would like to know how fast it's moving. Okay, just in case, I need to put some bricks around the house and some sandbags around the house to make sure the house don't blow away. But then again, as you live, you find out that there's few things you can do. As a matter of fact, there's nothing you can do about the wind. Okay, I mean, even if you think that you built a great structure and all that stuff, a little water and a little rain, it's all over. So I don't really put much faith into structures. You pray a whole lot, okay? Okay, you pray a whole lot, and you hope that the good Lord keeps you safe and warm and safe and out of hurt, harm, and danger. But other than that, though, now ain't much you can do when the big storm comes. You just you said. Although I will admit one thing. Now I will admit one thing that I don't quite understand people who move near the ocean and then wonder why the ocean is why, I mean it comes up because it's water. I mean it's like people who jump in the rivers and get bit by sharks. They all surprised. They surprised when the shark gets them. I don't know why. You went into his house where he lives and you splashing all around, waking him up, and now he see you, and all he sees is dinner. I'm just saying. Then we put newspapers all over America. Shark bite, shark bite. Well, stay out his house. Stay out of the water. That's where he lives. Okay, kind of. I mean, you build a nice, beautiful home on top of a mountain, and then you wonder one time, so like there's an earthquake, why your house fell down. Well, it fell down because you put your house on top of a mountain. I'm just saying, and even putting it on the ground sometimes they don't necessarily guarantee you. They got these things called sinkholes. So there are no guarantees. Just be prudent about how you build your thing. Remember the Tower of Babel? They thought they was going somewhere too, and they didn't go, did it? No, they didn't. Anyway, good morning. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Now, before I get to anything serious, I gotta ask this question. You know, you can't watch TV in America or any place probably without seeing some African children on TV or Facebook or the internet or anything like that, without seeing children that have diseases that we thought were long since cured, long since cured. Um, and I'm wondering what's happening over there. Some of my friends tell me that Africa has the greatest resources, has some of the smartest people. It is where mankind began, which I don't doubt that. But how come we can't seem to feed the kids over there and feed? How come we can't seem to take care of some? I mean, they got diseases where they got diseases, the elephantitis thing, where this one child has got a face bigger than any face I've ever seen. I mean, they get the diseases that we over here we heard about, but we've never seen. I'm just wondering, for a place that's supposed to be so rich in natural resources, um, so brilliant, why can't they take care of their children? I mean, I don't know. I mean, if that's supposed to be the home of civilization, which I don't doubt that it is. I mean, at least geographically, it would seem that you know, it would seem. I mean, I wasn't there when the good Lord made it, so I don't really know. But it would seem that they ought to be able to take care of the kids. And I just hate when they put these kids all on TV and I don't know where the money's going. Obviously, um, obviously, it's not going where it needs to go over there. And I know every once in a while, some rich, some rich, uh, some rich people um, go to Africa and bring back one black child, and like they're doing, like they're checking that off on a check mark thing. And most of them white people, I love you. Don't get me wrong, I love you, but going over there getting one child and leaving plenty behind. It's just, yeah. Listen. I guess it's something on your bucket list you got to check off. What we need to do. I mean, what we need to do is figure out how to. I don't know. I don't know what to figure. And again, it goes back to what I said last week. African continent is 100. Let's see. There's 192 recognized nations in the world, and 54 of those recognized nations um, are in the continent of Africa. 52 of them. Um, and they just don't seem to be doing so well. I heard a guy the other. If I can get this guy, I heard this guy. He's the new king of one of them little. He got a country the size of Wetumpka, and but they call it a country. And he's criticizing the rest of the world for coming over to Africa and and listen and maybe he should be. I'm not sure. Uh, People coming to Africa, taking their minerals and their resources, their natural resources, and paying them nothing. Then why do you let them? I mean, seriously, why do you let them? Why do we let them? Because at the end of the day, okay, it's about greed. Okay, it's about greed, and it's it's about it's about at some point, greed takes over the human spirit and the human soul. And if you can find out you can do a whole lot better for yourself, not everybody, but a whole lot better for yourself, it has a tendency sometimes to make you make decisions that are bad. But I just wonder why we cannot. I get so hurt when I see these people, these children, paraded all over the internet so somebody can get the money for it, and they don't know where that money's going. We don't know. It's almost tough to like if you look at the internet long enough, you swear every couple of seconds something that come across your screen says, "Hey, make money at home. You can make millions of dollars at home. You don't have to go any place. Hey, just sit right there." Now I must admit to you, I did believe him a couple of times, and I did send him some money. Um, I'm with you, and it didn't work out for me either. And I wasn't trying to be greedy. Okay, yeah, I was. Listen, if I can get all that money for not working hard, yes, I wanted it. But so you have to be very careful on the internet. And here's what you do: anytime you think it's a good deal, and some of them maybe, I don't know, but they tell you that you have to pay to join them to get the good deal, be skeptical. Okay, be very, very skeptical of an organization tells you we just want to make you rich, but we're going to charge you a couple of dollars here to make sure that you're serious. Okay, I trust them. So yesterday I went out and this one kept coming across my feed. Right, I said, well, let me try this. And right when I got to the end, I mean, I listened to it for a half hour. I'm thinking I'm going to make me some money. I'm gonna make me some dollars. I'm just gonna be all right, and I ain't gonna have to work no more, and all that kind of thing. Okay, I'm thinking, okay. So, but right when I get to the end, as I was signing up, they had the payment. They said, now this is going to be on your PayPal, and your next. When you see this on your credit card thing, it's going to say soul something, SOUL, so urban. Anyway, whatever it was. So I said, well, let me just be a little bit. Let me inquire a little bit about this. So I went on Google and I looked up the company that my money was going. and whoop, fraud. Hey, who's this?
Hey, now this is Clarence.
Yes, Clarence, what's up?
What you got going local now? I hear you talking about Africa and all this other stuff. What you got local for me?
Well, what happens in Africa?
Notre Dame. You don't mention Notre Dame. You're the mayor of the Airways in Montgomery. You don't mention no damn Notre Dame.
Wait a minute. You know what that Alabama song says? My home's in Alabama. Okay, well, my home's Indiana. I'm just saying.
Well, your fans is Roll Tide and War Eagle, so.
Well, that's true.
You ain't got no damn Hoosier fans.
but listen, but I do roll with the Tide. Don't get me wrong. I roll.
Well, you don't need to mention no damn Notre Dame again. Okay, what's going on local now? Look, I just caught Mayor Stephen Reed in the bathroom at McDonald's doing some questionable glory hole activities.
Okay, whatever that means, I don't know, but. I'm pretty sure if you did see the mayor, he was in there taking care of business.
Yeah, it looked like he was taking care of business. Sure did. I heard some sounds coming from in there. All right, Mayor Elkins, y'all. Hey, put that number up. Let them call in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about the number. Yeah. Okay, I forgot about the number. But anyway, so 521-2963. That's that number to call in. And you can actually let's see, 334-529. What's my other number? Where's my other number? 521-2963. Okay. Oh, 521. Okay. 2963. Okay, 2963. All right then. So that's the number to call in if you want. If you can't. But anyway, listen. I'm like Alabama. No matter where I roam, Indiana's going to always be my home. Okay, like Alabama. My home's in Alabama, Southern born and Southern raised. Okay, my home in Alabama. Okay, I'm going back to Indiana. Okay, I'm really not going. It's too cold up there. I went back home in 2017. Right, for my sister told me she had she had cancer. So I went home, and Lord have mercy, it was cold. It was winter of 2017. Lord, it was cold up there. It was just 2 days before Christmas. I went home, and for the first time in 20 something years. And I went home, and I went inside her kitchen. Now I want you to look. I want you to remember this. I went inside the kitchen in South Bend, right? My sister's kitchen. There was ice on the inside of the window. It was warm in the kitchen. How can ice be on the inside of the window? It was just that cold. So what I did the next day was, and since I only took a little coat with me because I forgot what the weather's like in Indiana and in Chicago and places like that, I got up the next morning. I said, "Hun, I see y'all in the summer." I stayed in South Bend 13 hours, and I got the hell out of there because it was cold. It was too cold. So, but now lately I have been thinking about going back home to stay, to probably be buried at home. Um, but I've been here longer than I've been there. So maybe I just ought to just stay in Alabama. Okay. I'm still have slavery. I don't know how many of them still have slavery. But I know some of them do. Some of them do. But hey, that's what they do. That's what they do over there. That's what happens and I don't understand though how the home of civilization, uh, how they live that way. I just get so tired of them using those children to grab money from people with decent hearts. It just absolutely gets on my nerve. Um, but I can't do anything about it. Um, yeah, well, they don't get. Some said they don't get cancer like Americans do. No, but they get everything else. Okay, they get everything else. Um, I'm pretty sure we all have seen um, the pictures on the internet, on TV. Feed the children, feed the hungry, and you always got a bunch of black kids with both. It look like slop in a plate that they give those people, and they're glad to get it. They're absolutely glad to get it. Okay, but where does the money really go? I know Oprah Winfrey went over there and started a school, and somebody was mad at her for starting the school. And at first, I questioned, well, why you go over there when you live in Chicago when they need all the help they can in Chicago? She said, because what happens in America, we become so used to things until we lose the appreciation for the things that people do for us. And I can understand her at that point. She took her money and her efforts and went to a place where she knew they were needed. And Americans sometimes think that we owe people things. And all 54 African countries still practice slavery. Well, I don't know if all 54 still practice slavery. I'm not sure of that. Are you sure of that? I don't know if they do or not. But I do know there are some that do. And somebody told me that the Egypt and all those places weren't part of Africa. Well, I know the Saudi, but they are. From a landmass situation, they are still connected to the continent of Africa. So I don't know why they don't want to be African. I mean, they all right. I mean, don't nobody want to be black no more. Don't nobody want to be black. I ain't part of them over there. That ain't us. I mean, they not driving Mercedes Benz. I mean, they got so much money over there in the Mideast. They got so much, and that money, most of it came from us. Okay, and most of that money came from us. We had to buy that oil, and we need oil. Oil's good for you. Okay, oil is good for you. Um, but we need to come up with a better way. And somebody said, "Stop hating on educated people." Seriously, really? Yeah, I'm not the biggest dummy in town myself. Really? Okay. Name me one thing. Name me one thing that has gotten progressively worse in the last 30 years, except education. Name me one thing. We're teaching our kids that we're actually teaching our kids that a man can have a baby. Okay. That you can actually take yourself, turn yourself into something that you're not. We are teaching that in school. We really are. We transgenderism. So you tell what intelligent person, what intelligent person can believe that? But that's our educational system that's trying to teach us today. We got colleges and universities now that if somebody comes on your university and they don't say the things you want them to say, we have shock rooms. Okay, what they call safe places now. College educated people need a safe place because what they're hearing affects their sensitivity. So you tell me, has education gotten better? It's the only thing in this country. Computers have gotten better. Cars have gotten better. Just about every facet of the American life has gotten better. Okay, being black is still kind of rough, but other than that, um, but even those relationships have gotten better. We could stand a little bit more getting a little bit more better, but we've gotten better than what we were. So tell me anything that has gotten progressively worse in education in America in the last 30, 40 years. Just tell me. I mean, I just want to hear it, you know. Uh, and well, okay, haircuts have gotten worse. Okay, haircuts have gotten worse, and young men, the way they wear their clothes, they've gotten worse. But that's part of the education system too, because if they don't teach you how to act right, they certainly ain't going to teach you how to look right. Okay, yeah. Oh, and plus we have given kids more diagnosis of diseases than any time in the history of this country. Everybody now has got ADHD. Okay, everybody's got ADHD. Everybody's got some sort of disease or something like that. So they can't shut up in the classroom. I mean, everybody's got some illness. You know. Okay, ADHD you can get rid of it with BELT. Okay, you can that's the cure for it. Okay, or WOOD. Okay, you can take care of these things, but we try to medicate people into we try to medicate people into common sense. It's impossible. You either have it or you don't, and that common sense comes from, of course, um, your parents and the people that you hang around. So I'm just saying, you know. So education is the only thing in this country that has gotten progressively worse than nothing else besides, maybe okay, maybe haircuts. Yeah, haircuts have gotten bad. Yeah, yeah. The things with the way we walking around with our young men. And if you ever notice people who end up on the papers for doing crime, most of them have weird looking haircuts. I want you to go to the thing at this county. They got this little website that shows everybody in jail, right? And what they charged with and stuff like that. Now that don't mean they did it. That just means that's what they've been charged with. Okay, but most of them will have dumb haircuts. Okay, okay. Something about the air, I think, can't get to the brain. But that's me. Anyway, if you hadn't, okay, so Camellia, I'm looking for something that has gotten worse than education. Okay, not the education itself, but the process. Okay, okay. I got it. I got my sound now. We good. Um, hey, I was putting a new camera on this thing yesterday, and it took over my sound, so I just get rid of the camera. Anyway, one man, of course, this happened on Friday morning. One man is dead, and another is injured after a Friday afternoon shooting. Montgomery police and fire medics responded to the 3000 block of Woodley Road around 5:50 p.m., where they found two men, one who had life-threatening condition, and of course, both were transported to local hospitals. MPD says that the critically injured man was pronounced dead at the hospital, and the other's injuries are said to be non-life-threatening. Well, 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 well. Guess that they forgot that we are 28% down in crime. Montgomery also injured Friday after responding to a disturbance. Okay, that they forgot that 28% thing too. A man taken into custody after injuring a police officer on Friday night, according to the Montgomery Police Department. MPD responded to the 1300 block of Finley Avenue around 11 p.m. okay, on reports of domestic disturbance. The man was arrested and charged with second-degree assault. Now, here's something that didn't surprise me. I mean, it didn't surprise me. Federal court declares Alabama congressional map must stay as it is, which I don't have a problem with that. I mean, listen, anybody who believes that redistricting is for them, you're crazy. Redistricting has nothing to do with the voter. I want y'all to hear me well. When they redistrict areas, it is not for the voter. It is not for the voter. It is for the political parties. Okay? Because let me ask you something. Has anybody ever made a libertarian congressional district or a congressional district for independents? No. It's either for Democrat or Republican. So please stop BSing us with like you really care what we think. Okay, you don't. They don't. So okay, one of these days there's going to be a. One of these days, I think there's going to be a. I'm familiar with my equipment. Come on, man. Everybody's a critic, but you know, I had to. I forgot that I had put a new piece of equipment on the system yesterday. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. How many times you want me to tell you that? I forgot about it. Okay, but I got it now. Okay, and remember this: it is a great day to be alive. Because if you weren't alive, you wouldn't have known that I messed that up. Okay, I'm just saying. So if you guys think that redistricting, in Texas, right? Look at Texas. Oh man, everybody's all upset in Texas till they all decided to almost go to jail. We're gonna leave here, and you know who one of the biggest idiots up there in Congress right now? Who's that woman? That black woman. What an idiot. Okay, I mean these people have been manipulating the hell out of black folks forever, and now even black folks get up there, they manipulate black folks. I mean, real seriously. Although don't get me wrong, Republicans do the same thing, but you know what Republicans do. Every time Democrats say something and they raise hell about something, it's an exaggerated something that they go into all exasperated and all as if they are the keepers of the flame for everybody. What's her name? Crockett. I cannot stand that woman. I just can't. Somebody get me a Condoleezza Rice up there or somebody like that. How about Shirley Chisholm? Give me somebody that has a brain and it's fault to fight that need to be fought fault to fight that need to be fought and not make up things. We got problems just make up things, make up atrocities that don't exist. Okay, really, I mean they do. I'm just saying. That's right. You are the producer. Anyway, so the federal court said that the AL congressional, and here's what gets me. Everybody complaining. We did the same thing in Alabama in the last congressional race. We made a congressional district that they say is 48% black, 52% white, which I know that's crock. They don't really they don't know the percentages, but they made sure that the possibility of a black man to get in that district was going to happen. Which now I will tell you something though. The guy we put in, Shamari Figures, I like Shamari Figures. Even though he's in that odious party called Democrats, but I like him. He's a reasonable guy. He's not a way out there kind of Democrat. He's a guy who uses his brain, you know. So I like him, and so I don't have a problem with it. But we do the same thing. We did the same thing in Alabama. We made sure that we got a certain party in office. That's what redistricting. And as soon as the people, okay, understand that it is not about you while they redistrict, you're going to be okay. Okay, it's not about you. They could care less about you individually. It's about how many people can be manipulated on the Republican side and the Democratic side to make you feel like you one of them. Okay, that's what that's all about. Okay, now let me give you another piece of advice to the folks who actually think them parties mean something. Just because you vote for them, hear me well, doesn't make you one of them. Okay, every time I go to vote, I don't know who's on the ballot. All I know is somebody put them there. They say this is your choice right here, and this is who you got to vote for, or you can write yourself in. But the people on the ballot, the Republican Party has never asked me who I wanted to be on there. The Democratic Party has never asked me who I wanted to be on there. And we got an election coming up next year. We got one in a few months now. They'll be hot and heavy. But you just because you vote for them, you're not one of them. Okay. I mean, I'm still trying to get a invitation to the Montgomery Country Club. Okay, without having to cook or sweep up or anything like that. I mean, I'm trying to make sure I get so I'm waiting. But now my checking account, I must admit to you, is probably limiting me from becoming a member. I'm no doubt about it. And color don't help either, for what I understand out there. But I'm still trying. So life is not fair. Okay. Anyway, federal court declares Alabama congressional map must stay the way it is. A federal court has come to a ruling about Alabama's congressional map, and that's the way it goes. Rick Pate, who right now is the agricultural governor, is going to run for lieutenant governor. Okay. Now, here's another child that's kind of crazy. On August the 7th, a few days ago, Alabama law enforcement agency Corporal James Hendricks and Special Agent Charles Chapman were passed by a vehicle that had been stolen 6 days earlier. Okay, after confirming the vehicle tag, Corporal Hendricks and Agent Chapman tried to pull it over, but were unable to make the driver stop. The driver, who was identified later as 28-year-old Cortez Juan Bean. Okay, Cortez now in jail, I think. I used to live on Ellsmead, right? I used to live in Ellsmead, so he ended up over there in Brookwood Drive. Okay, according to a court records, Cortez was traveling around 70 miles per hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. The chase ended when Cortez lost control, of the vehicle and crashed. Cortez fled on foot, but was caught after a brief chase. He was charged with attempting to elude law enforcement, and hopefully he was charged with, stealing somebody's car. I don't quite understand the car thing. I don't quite get, because you can't hide the car. It's got license plates on it. But now I am going to get on Alabama, Aaliyah. You guys ought to stop chasing people, because that area over there is full of kids. That over there right off Whitley Road, Ellsmead, and somebody could have been killed. Okay, and unfortunately, every time there's a big accident in one of these places, it's the innocent people who get killed. The people who don't know that car is going 100 miles an hour down the road, headed in their direction. I just think that I think our legislature ought to do something. Forget these high-speed chases. Unless that person has just killed somebody, hey, the car is already stolen. You can go get it later. Or drive, or put a helicopter up in the sky, find them or something like that. But this chasing cars at 70, 80 miles an hour down the road, it's going to get somebody else killed. It already has got somebody killed. Our chaplain of the Montgomery Police Department was killed because they were chasing a car. I'm not blaming the police. But if the policy is pursued, unless that person has killed someone, I can't see the reason to do it. We got radios, we got this, we got that. We know the car. We know who owns it. We'll find it. But chasing people down the street at 70 miles per hour on Woodley Road is not the best thing to do. It really isn't. Because if somebody had gotten killed, then we'd have been sitting bad, looking crazy, and somebody would be dead. I'm just thinking, I got to get Reed Ingram or somebody to put some legislation up We don't need to chase people unless there's imminent danger to society. Okay, imminent danger. I'm talking about beyond a reasonable doubt danger. We should not do that. Just getting the car stolen is not a big deal. Okay, that's why we got insurance. Okay, and if you don't have insurance, you shouldn't be driving your car anyway. Okay. Okay, I'm just saying, y'all not be driving your car anyway. Although I know it's hard right now because insurance is going up. It has, and you know why they say insurance is going up? Because of COVID. because of COVID. Because COVID. Because COVID. Now COVID's been gone. Well, it's not totally gone, but the precipice, the apex of it is gone for the time being. Okay, and most of you guys didn't know COVID's been around a long time. It ain't this. It's not nothing that's new. It's been around a long, long, long time. As a matter of fact, if you ever go to a Lysol bottle, you'll see COVID on there. Okay, so it's been around a long time. Now, here's something right here that tickled my fancy the other day. You see, I thought Montgomery. Okay, I thought Montgomery was the only place where we had crooks. Really, I did. I thought we were the producer of most of the crooks in the local area. Okay, I thought we were, but we're not. We're not. It is right now. Tuskegee got some too, but in Tuskegee, they come up with some outstanding ways to steal. Okay, 10 people are being charged in Tuskegee for organized retail theft, but one more is still being sought, according to the Tuskegee Police Department. Tuskegee police responded to a store on the 2800 block of West Martin Luther King Highway. How come nothing good happens on any Martin Luther King Highway? What? Every place there's a Martin Luther King Highway, there's crime. How come? You would think that our respect for Martin Luther King, the man gave his life for a cause that was just to help us get the respect that we deserve. Why is it you can't go to a town in America where there's an MLK without it being in the hood? Okay, here's what I think we ought to do. Now, it's just me. It's just me. I think we should rename Vaughn Road MLK. Okay. I mean, I don't know who's made it. I don't know who is named after anyway. Anybody know who Vaughn Road is named after? I don't know. But I think really seriously, I think we should rename Vaughn Road MLK. Okay. Okay. I'm just saying that way we wouldn't have any crime on it. Okay. You forgot to add your opinions, perhaps. Forgot to change the change is constant. Yeah, I would agree. Change is constant, but we can manage change. Okay. Society has gotten worse. Well, no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. The same things we're doing today, we've always done. We've always killed each other. We've always stolen from each other. We've always murdered each other. We've always we always manipulated each other. It's the same thing. The only difference today is that it's accepted more, it seems, than it used to be. Mankind has not changed since the beginning of time. We're the same stupid people sometimes, some of us, not all of us, of course, that we always been. Okay? Okay? So I'm just saying, y'all go to Wind Lakes Country Club. Hey, they do got some great food at Wind Lakes Country Club. They really do. I go out there periodically some mornings and meet with people with more money than me. So I go out there just so I could be around money. Okay. So I do. The Wind Lakes Country Club is a nice place to go. Actually, it really is. First time I went there, Mark Montiel, rest his soul, Mark Montiel invited me out there, and I went out there. So I'm good. Okay. So it's a good place. Okay. Let me see. John Longshore. Does John? I gotta check him and I gotta check him and who's the guy who goes with him now? Brian McKnight. not Brian McKnight. Wait a minute, it's just his name. His last name is McKnight, but it ain't Brian. I thought Brian McKnight is the singer. Barry McKnight. Barry McKnight. That's right. That's who he is up there. Yeah. Uh, maybe we'll get a chance to talk sports one of these days. I'm not sure. Why do people in the hood have iron bars on their doors and windows? Well, now you're asking me a question that I think you know the answer and I know the answer, but they got some bars and certain things in other parts of town too. But I don't like it because I think it puts people in harm's way. I think it takes older people who become prisoners in their own home. It's a shame. Um, um, I think until we start holding uh, absent fathers more accountable for the things that they do, but that they don't do, it's only going to get worse. I mean, it's only going to get worse, and we can convince people that money won't handle everything. Make them go to court and pay $10,000 worth of child support when they're only making $1,000 a month. That's crazy. But if you make them, trust me, if you spend enough time with your little kids, you're going to want to have a job. Okay, you're going to want a job so you can help take care of them better, because it ain't no fun trying to run a child around the house and stuff when they put something that they put a fork in the Emmanuel took a fork one time and stuck it in there. I was just trying to get a little shut eye, a little sleep there. He stuck a fork in one of them things in the wall where you plug plugs into, and needless to say, he only did that one time. Okay, because but I called him. I tried to catch him anyway, but I woke up and saw him over there. What are you doing over there, man? And then he was doing that. So trust me, running after kids is a tough job. It really is. It's a tough job. But I won't do that anymore. I won't. Okay. They have bars like the person that asked the question has a silent alarm on his or her house. Well, yeah. Well, we all got. Yeah. We all got. Although I would admit to you though, alarms. Alarms don't stop anything. Alarms merely tell you that somebody been there. They don't stop. There's never been an alarm that stopped anybody's house from getting broken into. Okay, never. But it does let you know that by the time you get home, something that you had there won't be there. Okay, I came home one time. Somebody was stuck. My TV was headed out the back door, and you know how I know that? Because the TV was on the porch, but he got the cord stuck in the door, so he couldn't run with it. Okay, so but that ain't what ticked me off. No. What ticked me off? That son of a gun had the unmitigated gall, okay, to steal my Dr. Pepper out the refrigerator. Okay, steal my Dr. Pepper out the window. Okay, he said the same reason people who don't live in the hood buy security systems. Right. Well, I mean, it's a little bit of protection, but remember, it don't stop anybody. It just lets you know that somebody was there. Okay. I mean, and everybody got them. Oh, I don't have an alarm, but I do have Smith and Wesson, which is good. But you can only use Smith and Wesson if you're there to use it. Other than that, it don't stop. Your Smith and Wesson won't stop anybody from breaking into your house if you're not there. If people are going to stick it to you, they're going to stick it to you regardless of what. They are just going to steal your stuff. So just what you can do is that's why I tell people, if you live in an apartment or a house, renting or own, just insure your stuff. Okay, insure your stuff. Because by the time the police get there, as short as we are right now anyway, by the time they get there, your stuff's going to be gone anyway. So just insure your stuff. Keep an inventory of the things you have in your house, okay? Because no sense going out to dinner thinking, well, man, I wonder, did I lock the door? Or did I turn the alarm on? And all that. I know. Did I do all of that? Well, it doesn't matter. If you got it insured, just let State Farm pay it. As much as they charge for this insurance, let them feel the hurt some, okay? And I know eventually it's going to get her back around to us, but, let them feel some of that hurt, okay? Let them pay you some checks. So, and if you rent a place, renter's insurance is not expensive. Okay, it's not expensive at all. I think you can get it $20 a month, okay? for your computers. Because if you live in an apartment complex and it burns down like some of these people's stuff did a month ago or so, well, the owner of the apartment complex don't owe you anything. The only people owe you something is your insurance company if you in fact had your stuff insured. So if it's not insured, you just out. You just up the creek without a paddle. So insure your stuff. Stop drinking. You can give up a couple cases of beer, okay, for the month, and then pay for some renter's insurance. Okay, that's what you need to do. Pay for renter's insurance. Okay, okay. It's just you need it. It is not. It's like lights now in a refrigerator. It's not something that you have a choice anymore. If you want your stuff protected, the guy who owns the place you stay won't protect it. Okay, I'm just does anybody not know that that you need renter's insurance? Okay, I'm just saying, and I'm gonna have to check with Longshore too and see whether or not I can get I can go out there and take pictures of MCC. I don't. Does Longshore belong to it? He probably does. Yeah, he got the big dog. I'll go out there. Maybe I'll put on a white cap and a white hat, and maybe they'll think I'm cooking. I did go out there I did go out there when I first got here, '91. I went out to the Montgomery Country Club because I'm not from a world where they still have this segregated stuff. So I go out to the MCC, Montgomery Country Club, and I put in for a job as a cook. You know, I'd been a mess sergeant for a little bit there, so I know a little bit about food. And the guy said, "Okay, it's going to give me a job. They're going to pay me $4.25." I said, "Okay, that sounds good." You know, I'm thinking they're going to pay me $425 a week. This guy was talking about $4.25 an hour. Really? What can I pay with that? before I said, oh, and I looked at the guy. I said, "Oh, you don't want to cook. You want somebody to cook. You don't really want somebody who's skilled in the art of food preparation and slicing, dicing, doing ice carvings." I did a little bit of that. You know, they don't want, no. They wanted me to pick up the stuff that the other guy put on the floor. $4.25 an hour. But then again, I didn't know where I was. I mean, I just got there. I figured it's a nice place out there, Okay, they probably got a nice kitchen out there. So I got there and look, and the guy said, "Yeah, we'll hire you. Yeah, $4.25." I'm thinking, I'm ready to go home, get my stuff on right now. But they said $4.25 an hour. Now that was 30 years ago. I wouldn't. 34 years ago, man, I was born in '91. I wouldn't take that then. I mean, for all the skills that I used to have, I don't have them anymore. I can't even cook water now. But I use ice. Anybody know what ice carving is? Is when you take a great big piece of ice, and you sit there and turn it into things. Yeah, you see it at weddings sometimes and things of that nature. Yeah. Well, I did a little bit of that too. Went to school for some of that. Okay. What makes Crockett a dummy? I'm glad you asked that. Or dummy. Is it doomy or dummy? Anyway, what makes Crockett, maybe dummy is not, doomy is not the correct description of her, but she certainly is not, she's pretentious, first of all, arrogant, somewhat narcissistic, but she certainly lacks the ability to communicate in a way that's intelligent and make me think. You see, Democrats use emotionalism. Okay, Democrats use emotionalism to try to get their message across because they don't want to appeal to your intellect. They want to appeal to your emotional side because they know we are emotional people. It's black, but we emotional people. Once you make us mad, if you can make us mad, we'll do anything. Okay, they don't appeal to that because that takes too long. That means you have to describe exactly what's going on or what's not going on. Okay, that's why. So I don't find her to be intelligent at all. I find her to be, she may be educated, but not very intelligent. At least not in her ability to communicate. Okay, because if all you can do is emotionalize an issue rather than use logic and reason and explain it, I don't really have much use for you. I don't. And her and let me tell you who's just like she is. That old court whatever. Who's that lady out there was a bartender, and now she's in Congress. And the hijab, the people, the women who wear the hijab, I don't find them very intelligent. As a matter of fact, I think they're anti-American. Most of them. I just think they are. They just and we put them in the United States Congress. The squad. I forgot the squad. I forgot exactly who they called all their names because I don't even care nothing about them. I just don't care. They're anti-American. I've never seen people in the United States Congress. Okay, let's not over embellish our skills or lack thereof. Well, why would I do such a thing when you don't know if I can do it or not? You don't know if I can do it or not. I just haven't done it because I didn't really like doing it. I just didn't like. Yeah. We took a big hunk of ice and did all kind of things. Yeah, I went to school at Fort Lee, Virginia, as a matter of fact, advanced culinary arts school. I did that for the United States Army. Yeah, I did. Yeah, so don't. I just didn't like it because there was no appreciation for it in my mind. People don't appreciate it. Now out here in the civilian world, it you can get lots of money for that stuff. Okay, but you can't really get in the army. You get the same check whether you're good at it or not. See, now this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Now, why do you think I have to embellish? No, I haven't picked up a cook's knife or a boning knife in 30-something years. Why do you think I embellish? Come on, man. I'm not getting paid for it. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't think I have the skill? Well, I'll tell you what I do. Well, I'm not. I can't do it now because I'm not good as I used to be. So I can't challenge you to well, I could probably challenge you to a duel of ice carving. I could probably do that. Yeah, I could probably do that with you, but I won't do it. I don't need to embellish my skills. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at. Okay, I don't brag about the things that I'm not good at, and bragging is not the right word anyway. Okay, sound like your guys say anything. Well, listen, Trump is not my. Trump is not a paragon of communicative skills either. But again, I didn't vote for him for his communicative skills. I voted for him for what he believes, and he believes making America first, and me too. I don't. That's the only reason why I voted for the guy. But listen, sometimes he makes me scratch my head too. Wow, where did that come from? But that's okay. I still rather have him than, bless his soul, Biden. I'd rather have him. Give me the same group of people running for office. I still won't vote for. I'll vote for them again. Okay. Marty.
Hey, how's it going, Kevin?
Pretty good. What's up?
Yeah, I would like to say Jasmine Crockett is a good statesperson. I think she fights hard for her community. She's a very intelligent woman. She graduated law school. She's a business owner of several businesses. So I think she's doing pretty well for herself. And she's a fighter. And she's the new generation. Well, I mean, she's one of those that I think that, nothing was given to her. She earned everything she got, as most Black people, because we didn't get it. Especially those that are, in positions, we had to fight for it ourselves. It wasn't given to us. And in fact, you got a system or getting ready to become a system where they're slowly taking things away from us.
Okay. And wait a minute. See, that's the part that you and her, what are
Kevin,
they taking away?
Kevin, I told you in Montel this about 10, 11, 12 years ago when the Supreme Court struck down Section 5 of the Voters' Rights Act.
What are they taking away?
Kevin, listen, I'm about to say where they struck down the Voters' Rights Act, Section 5, where what's going on in Texas now wouldn't have been allowed to go on then.
We do it here.
Kevin, and what's going on in Atlanta now wouldn't be going on then, where they don't allow you to have a bottle of water in line, or you can't eat while you're waiting in those long lines.
Wait a minute. They didn't say you couldn't eat. They said that they don't
Kevin,
want bottles of water given out with people's names and
no,
stuff on it.
Kevin, it's not. Well, I understand the thing with people's names on it because you campaign, but no, bottled water, period. And people were advised to bring the backpacks of snacks and everything because those were prohibited, and those long lines had a history of being long in a lot of your minority areas, or what have you. But they
And
came
what
up
happened
with
before we got bottled water, my friend?
Kevin. See
Sure,
where
what
I'm
happened?
going with this, Kevin. What I'm going with this is these are examples of stuff that happens all free and will. They try to do it right here in Montgomery, Alabama, but the court system said it wasn't right. That's how we got Shamar Figures. What happened was when you struck down that Section 5 of that Voters' Right Act, it freed up for stuff like that to happen around this nation. And this country was not ready for it. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about, slowly taking things away. And Kevin, you remember that black Marine general that they automatically just took down, took away his position,
and why
for no reason at all?
Wait a minute, what was the general's name?
I think it was Brown. I think his name was Brown or either Green, Kevin.
And
but they just took him down for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And then right now, Kevin, right now in the FBI, they're firing a lot of minorities and women out of the FBI right now.
And how many are they firing?
Kevin, where I'm getting at right now, HBCUs have never been in a situation, right? Never been in a situation where their fundings, are restricted or threatened. A lot of your colleges, Kevin, in this nation, it's not just a white thing or black thing. A lot of your colleges are having to give up independency, free speech.
No, they don't. They got to get
Kevin.
That's not. Wait. You sound like a great Democrat. You can't say anything that you want to without consequence. You can't send people after Jewish students and make them not. Wait a minute,
Kevin, I can understand that, but right now, at California, UCLA, they're telling them that you cannot protest. Read it. They said you cannot protest, and we'll give you your money if you don't protest from here on out.
Okay.
That's what they're telling them.
And who said that? You can't protest. You cannot protest Jewish people because they go to UCLA.
Kevin. No, it's not. You can protest anything. You can't be violent against them, Kevin, or anybody.
Well,
you can protest anything.
Well, that you can't.
It's freedom of speech.
So what makes you
freedom of press?
Yeah. So what makes?
Or is that for certain people?
No. You got to give me some reference here, brother. Because
Kevin
say things all the time.
Kevin, I'm just giving you the reference.
Okay. Well, when you get the reference, when you call me on this thing, I'm giving you the reference so I can look it up.
Kevin, okay, I'll tell you what.
Y'all exaggerate things.
Kevin, I tell you what. Not good. I tell you what. You're intelligent. You're a computer guy, right?
Yeah.
Google UCLA government funds restricted.
Okay.
That's all you got to do.
The government didn't owe them any fund. As much as they charge people out there for everything,
Kevin,
their own school.
Kevin, what Trump is doing is going around holding up these federal monies.
Okay.
Saying, unless you've been at the need to me, you're not going to get any money. Never in history we had anything like that to happen, Kevin.
So the governor of California, hold up. The governor of California wants everybody to have an electric car, whether they want one or not.
Kevin, no, you have a choice.
$7 a gallon.
Kevin. So they're not. You have Kevin. You have a choice.
They don't want to give you a choice. You don't have a choice.
Kevin, you have a choice. Kevin, come on now. I mean, you're being way out there.
Y'all just exaggerate.
Kevin. Now look here. Make this make sense, Kevin.
Yeah.
Right now in D.C., they're talking about defunding the African American Museum, but yet in the same voice, they're talking about refunding and building and putting money back into the Confederate Memorial Grounds. Make that make sense.
The government's not going to put money into it, I don't believe.
Kevin, yes, the government is.
Okay, well, tell me who.
Kevin, the government. It is. Research it. It's in Virginia. It's in Washington. I mean, in D.C.
Okay, so according to you.
Kevin, no, it's in Virginia.
According to you. Now, I'm just according to you. I just want to make sure I get this straight while I go do my research today.
Kevin,
according to you,
you're a smart guy.
Take money.
Google,
Google don't mean that. Google don't make you right just because Google got it. Okay.
Kevin, you use your computer for more than just you use yourself for more than just talking on. Kevin.
There are many.
You
things,
read from it every day.
There are many things on Google that are wrong.
Okay, Kevin, but you read from it every day and expect us to believe it.
Well,
right?
no,
You read from it. You refer to it every day.
if
Kevin.
it doesn't make
You're on your
sense,
computer.
wait a minute. If it doesn't make sense, don't believe it.
Kevin, that doesn't make sense.
Exactly what you said. I
It
agree with
doesn't.
you. That
Now,
doesn't make
Kevin.
sense. Yeah, I agree.
What I'm saying is selective intelligence does not make sense. And then you turn around. He turned around, Kevin, and fires the job data person. The only thing that she does is report it. But because he didn't like it, he fires her.
They work.
The commissioner.
They work at the whim of the president.
Kevin. But 2 or 3 months ago, 4 months ago, when it was good, he was praising her.
Well, then they should have made sure it stayed good.
See what I'm saying, Kevin? That's what you call dictator and authoritarian.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. And you want to go and accuse the former President Obama of being a treasonous?
Who does? I didn't.
And they're investigating.
Although I will
President
admit
Obama
to you,
trying to accuse him.
I will admit to you, putting massive amounts of money of cash on an airplane in the middle of the night and send it to another country to get their money. That still has my head scratching a little bit.
And see, Kevin, you know that don't make sense, right?
Okay, I'm just saying.
Because Kevin, he was in office.
Yeah.
He was in office before. He could have pushed that issue before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then Kevin, this makes sense.
Yeah, bro.
You got you got the United States Attorney General.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Department of Justice,
mm-hmm.
and you got the Vice President
mm-hmm.
meeting on ways to actually vindicate Trump in the Epstein case. Make that make sense. That's almost like, Kevin, a person being murdered, but yet you get the prosecutor and the murderer themselves
mm-hmm.
into a room to try to come up with a strategy on clearing the murderer.
Well, again, I don't know much. I haven't paid much attention to the Epstein thing. Rich people do crazy things, and if they find,
I find it kind of funny and rich that at first,
mm-hmm.
Trump was all for it when he was running for election, and you had
mm-hmm.
Fox News and everybody saying we're going to have those files, and Bundy up until maybe 2 or 3 months ago saying it was on a desk, and now she's saying there's no files.
Mm-hmm.
That make sense.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I deal with mostly people's philosophy and their belief system when they're in leadership, and I'm telling you that Crockett. As far as I'm concerned,
Trump's belief system
is what
the people he put in power.
Yeah,
and his belief system has a whole lot to do with authoritism and dictatorship. This is ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that.
Let me ask you a question. When the police stop you on the side of the road, aren't they being authoritative?
Kevin, they're authority figures. At the time, they're regulated.
Wait a minute, it's not a figure that's stopping me. It's the police in their official duty. It's authoritative.
Man, Kevin, come on. You know that don't make you can't even make that make sense. You can't even, Kevin, you can't defend the indefensible.
What is
nobody can.
Did not Obama say if I got a pen, if I got how he said, if I have a pen and a pencil, I can get it done?
Kevin.
That's what he said.
He also
yeah, bro.
He also said this too. He said that the government is other people and for the people.
Even he didn't.
When you go, Kevin, look here.
Yeah.
When you're in Texas, and the politicians choose their voters instead of the voters choose their politicians,
they do the same thing
have
here.
A problem.
Wait a minute. They do the same thing here.
Kevin,
Marty,
Kevin,
the
only time they change that around is every 10 years after the census.
Wait a minute.
According to the census, Kevin.
Shamari Figures is in office right now because they mangled.
Kevin, but the only difference is, Kevin, it went through trust me, the state did everything it possibly could do to stop that from happening. It went through a conservative.
Don't act like we don't do it, though. Don't act
Kevin,
like we don't. Don't act like Democrats don't do it.
Kevin, right is right, is wrong. It went through the state Supreme Court, which is highly conservative. It went to the United States Supreme Court, which is highly conservative, and they saw something was wrong with that. So they corrected it.
Again, let's not act like, though, the Republicans are the only people that do it. Democrats and Republicans have been doing this for years.
The Democrats do it every 10 years after the census. This guy, after 5 years in, decides that he's going to lose. So he wants to find 11,000. It reminds you of Georgia. Find me 11,780 votes. Well, he called the governor of Texas. Say, "Well, find me five Congress."
I didn't have no problem with
it. It's a perfect call, so-called perfect call. Well, you didn't have a problem with finding 11,780 votes either, did you?
I didn't. If they were legitimate votes, I didn't have no problem with that.
Now, anybody that's listening, and even you, Kevin, know that don't make it. You know it's not right.
Let me ask something.
Right.
Let me ask something.
The guy is corrupt, Kevin.
Wait a minute. Why do people who running for office advertise?
Kevin, I'm just asking you. If we all served in the military, and you have a
tell me
son
why people who run for office advertise.
Kevin, run to advertise in order to win office, Kevin.
Exactly. So when you say
he's in office, Kevin.
Okay. Well, but I don't.
But he was supposed to stay out of that process to make it fair.
How you gonna stay out of it,
Kevin?
When you're on everybody's lip.
Kevin. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you go. But I'm gonna say this to you.
Yeah.
You and I served in the military, and there were some things that I might not have agreed with Ronald Reagan on.
Yeah.
But he sent me to war, and I went. There were some things I might not have agreed with President Bush on.
Yeah.
But he sent me to Panama just cause, and I went.
Yeah.
There were some things that you don't agree with leaderships on, but at least you could trust that they were telling you. They had some type of integrity in them. Kevin, with Trump, he's about the bottom line. If you don't kiss his tail, he's gonna sick you. Okay. I could not trust him to send my son and daughter to war and trust that what he's telling me is the truth.
Okay, well,
because the commander in chief can send you to your death. He's responsible for your life, and because he's so much into himself and he has a tendency of lying, when it comes to putting our most most valuable possession on the line in his hands, could you honestly trust he's going to tell you the truth?
I can't.
Send your sons and daughters.
Wait a minute. I can't trust that any of them are telling us the truth because none of us. Wait a minute. None of us have the information that they have. We don't.
Kevin,
we go.
Kevin, and I agree because even in 2003 when I was sent away for 20 months and everything, I was pissed off, but I went because I said the same thing. But this guy has a problem with telling the truth. Doing whatever he wants to do. If it's $1, he's going to go and get it. And he's
can we just?
And my thing is, Kevin, my thing is, I could not trust what he says if he's talking about sending my sons and daughters to war. You're going to always have a doubt.
I got you. Well,
in your mind on how much is he being paid.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Listen, I think we can agree that we won't always agree on everything. And again, there's never been a person in the White House or in the mayor's office, in the congressman's office, that somebody didn't disagree with. That they've been blamed for this, they've been blamed for that. Now, I'm going to be the only honest politician when I run. See, I'm going to be the only honest one that run. Anyway, let me take my little break here. And Marty, after I get in talking to you, brother, if I drink, I had to go get a beer. But since I don't drink, I can't really get a beer. So I shall be right back right after these messages. And it's not a message, but it is. I'm going to take a break. So we'll be back. Y'all hang loose, okay? Because I will return hopefully.
Shout, counter marching all about, and those caissons go rolling along. For it's high, high here in the field artillery. Count out your numbers loud and strong. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And wherever you go, you will always know that those caissons go rolling along. There's a way.
matter of fact. Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. I had to take a break. I had to go get some. I had to go get some water. Something. He kind of takes me to a. Yeah. Well, one thing about this political thing. I'm trying to figure out. We get so upset about what happens in Washington D.C. sometimes. How much of the stuff that goes on in Washington D.C. really affects our daily lives? I mean, think about it for a second. How much of it? By the time it gets down to us, okay, and it's not my party. I am not a Republican nor a Democrat, okay, and just because you vote for them, don't make you one of them, okay. But if I have to choose, if somebody said you have to choose one or the other, I would choose a Republican because they guard the ballot. They make it absolutely almost impossible for any other person of any other political philosophy to get on the ballots. If we had an open ballot, yeah, I wouldn't vote for a Democrat or Republican. Okay, because they all have an allegiance, and that allegiance is not necessarily to you, the voter. That allegiance is to the principles of the party. So I don't really care about either party. And Trump is actually more of a Democrat than he is a conservative. So anyway, if you want to give us a call, you can do that. I think what's the number? 521-2963. If you totally disagree with me. 3.5 more years. That's right. He'll have 3.5 more years. So we'll see how it all works out there, Marty. I pulled up something with what did I pull up with a something that represented Jasmine. Something crazy she was saying. Well, let me see if I can find where she's at here right quick. I'll tell you, she is. Where is that woman at? Let me see. Because I know it doesn't make any difference what you pull up on her. It's going to be crazy. Okay, so where's that? Okay, right here. Where is it at? No matter what you pull up on her, it's going to be crazy. Okay, so let me see. Go here. Okay, go here. Okay, let me see. 'Cause no matter what it is, it's not going to be. It's going to be somewhat nonsensical. Okay, so but let me see. Let me be fair to her. Okay. Okay, let me see what now. There she is, right there. So let me see if I can play her on this this is the piece I'm looking for.
Everyone that's been asking where are the Democrats? Well, here they are. For everyone that's been asking where is the fight? Well, here it is.
All right.
But let me tell you something. Don't leave them out on the ledge by themselves.
Well, she's saying something crazy.
That you, the
I can't seem to get the sound on that at the moment. But I shall do it. See, that's why I get for changing this stuff
but they
last
understand
night.
the importance of making sure that they have a voice when it comes to their
we'll get her later on.
They understand the importance of
We
standing
shall
for
get
what
her later
democracy is and
on.
making sure that it does not fall by the wayside.
Okay,
They understand that we have a Timu Hitler in the White House right now that thinks that he is going to become the dictator of the United States. Well, I got another thing to tell you, sir.
She is an interesting woman to say the least.
And whether we're talking about the governor from
I just don't
Illinois,
agree
the
with
governor from
her
California,
political philosophy.
or whether we're
It's really
talking
got
about New
nothing to
York,
do
or I
with
can go through the states, and it's not just the governors.
Okay, so let me see if I can get that one right there. Well, I'll do that. No, I got to learn how to do this a lot faster because people gonna say, "What you doing? You don't know how to do it?" Well, sure, I know how to do it. I just don't know how to do it fast. I got to do it kind of slow, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, where is she at? Okay. Gerrymandering gone wild. Okay, then. Okay, I'm going to have to get this and make sure we do it another time. Okay, but I listen to her sometimes and I just can't. I just can't stomach some of the things she says. And we can't. Yeah, I know you couldn't. Sorry about that. I'll figure that out later on. So get that one right there. Let me see. Let me see how you put them on. Okay, stop the screen. No, not that right there. Let me see if I can get it this time. Okay. Do. Okay. All right. Now let me see if I can get this. Oh, there it goes right there. Okay, then. There we go. Okay. All right, then. Let me see. Because she always saying something crazy. Always saying something crazy. Okay. I'm just telling you. That's just the way she is. Okay. Now, let me see if she's saying anything right now that's worthy of my ears listening to. Oh, Crockett, where are you at?
Make y'all listen as long as you will.
Her and the other guy. Well, I can't pull him up right now. I'll get him next time. Okay. Well, I'll get her. Next time I have this ready. I wasn't planning on going there today, but what's the name took me? Marty took me there. So I'll have that for tomorrow. Okay, I'll have that for tomorrow. Okay. But anyway, I ain't mad at her. I just don't like her philosophy. It's got nothing to do with her as a person. But I don't like the philosophy of most Democrats. I just don't. And I ain't too crazy about the Republicans either. Especially now, we got election coming up, right? Deadline to register for vote in 140 plus upcoming municipal elections in Alabama. So there's going to be a lot of things. So the deadline's coming up. So make sure you guys go down there and vote. But if you don't vote, you can't complain. Okay. I mean, if you don't vote, you cannot complain. So let me get back onto what I was on a little while ago before I got so brutally disturbed by Mr. Marty. Talking about this people over in Tuskegee, 11 of them, just going around stealing things. So the next time we talk about crime, we got to put Tuskegee in there also because they still down there too. Now they probably did come from Montgomery though. Okay. Also, if you haven't heard about it, in Gaston, they found a young girl inside a hearse in Gaston Funeral Home. How that happened, how that happened, only good Lord knows, because I don't have a clue how something like that would happen to people. Let me see. What do you do the rest of the day when you get off the podcast? Watch the news all day long. Yeah, I know. When you watch a little news, you listen to a little talk radio. You get out there and upgrade your computers and stuff like that. I mean, you do all kinds of things, man. It's a whole day left. You do all kinds of things. I play with my computers mostly though, trying to find information out, trying to figure out if I ever want to trust this stuff they call AI. I don't trust AI. I do not trust it, not even a little bit. But God don't like it. That's true. Okay, we can hear. Okay, good. We can hear the video. Okay, let me see. We can't. She can't beat your guy. Well. Oh, here's one. You've been truly brainwashed. It's not my party. I don't belong to a party. As a matter of fact, most people who vote for these people don't belong to the party. They just vote. It's like free labor. It's like going to get a job at McDonald's. I work for free. I mean, you don't get anything for it. Yeah. So me, I'm not gonna belong to your party for free. You got to pay me to join. I'm just saying. I ain't doing that. Let me see. Montgomery juvenile arrested for car robbery. Woman arrested after, they found the lady whose child that was, I think. We'll move right on to other things. So we talked about the kids in Africa being manipulated and put on TV all over the world so people can get money. And then they still put them on TV the next day and saying how bad things are. So evidently, the money they've been collecting on TV is not doing. Also, anybody hear about this A.J. Armstrong, who was the son of NFL player, sentenced to life in prison after he convicted murdered his mother and his father. Antonio A.J. Armstrong was found guilty of capital murder in the case of his parents. Antonio Sr. and Don Armstrong were sentenced to life in prison. In July 2016, Armstrong Jr. dialed 911 at 1:40 a.m. to notify police that he heard multiple gunshots ring out from his parents' room while his twin was doing something. Hello? Yes. Yes. How's that? Oh, Bing. I actually trust Bing. I actually trust Bing better than I do Google. Mhm. Well, that's what they're doing. That's what uh, would you right, and I don't understand that not in my yeah, 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 it would, yeah. I just don't understand that how they can even I don't I just don't understand it, Yeah, well, they lied. Yeah, they lied about that. Yeah, they lied. Matter of fact, it's going up more and more now than it has in a long time. So yeah, yeah. Okay. Again, I always know that no matter what he claims that the Republicans are doing, that the Republicans initiated the first one. I always know that. Republicans have Democrat who was in who, who was in office when the U.S. military turned its tanks on U.S. citizens. Remember the bonus babies? Yeah, I don't remember that day. No. I know you don't. Anyway, I don't have time to tell you about that, but I'll tell you about that one of these days. Democrats do some of the worst things to American citizens in the name of looking out for us that has ever been done. They just have a habit of doing that kind of thing. That's just what they do. But we'll talk about that later. Maybe tomorrow I'll find all the atrocities that Democrats have done to yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll find all the atrocities that Democrats have done to in the redistricting schemes and stuff like that. Anyway, I think my time is up now, so I guess I got to go and find something else to do today. But I do appreciate you guys joining in. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have another entertaining and well lucrative conversation. Okay, maybe not so lucrative, but we'll talk anyway. So y'all have a great day. We'll see you when we see you.
Hail and shot and shell to win our victory. Send Bermudatis is a